These chords are running through my head because of one of the new lessons that we put up this week. Nesh put together a lesson on Make It With You by Bread, and it uses a lot of chords. Oh, it's November 1st. I hope everybody had a safe and sane Halloween and is recovering. We had a lot of kids here. Boy, about 100 kids knocked on our door, and we ran out of candy. Got a hungry cat here, too. It was great. It's so cool seeing everybody dressed up. We had we didn't see Kepa, our little grandson. He was out with his mom's at their house, but he was here the day before in a costume and went out to his Auntie Lizzie's school and did part of a parade out there. My youngest daughter, Elizabeth, is a fourth grade teacher, and so my wife, Nani, took Kepa out to the Halloween party at Elizabeth's school. So enough about Halloween. We're getting into the hardcore holiday season. So I'm going to talk a little bit about songs you should be working on pretty soon. But first, I want to go a little bit into something that's kind of important. Like the chords that we have in Make It With You, many of them, not all of them, are partial chords that keep three strings droning on all of them. They're all chords in the key of E. So this is going to be today's little theory discussion before I get into what else I really want to talk about, which was a review of the TG Revue from last week. And anyhow, when you play an E chord, you're fretting only three strings, and you're leaving the first, second, and sixth strings open, right? And if we think about the chords in the key of E, if we want to just play them all as bar chords, we would go from out of the E family. We could just work our way up the neck. They would be E, F sharp minor, 4th fret for G sharp minor, 5th fret for A, 7th fret for B, and the 6th fret for C sharp minor. And we generally don't worry so much about the diminished chord in the key. So for practical purposes, I'm talking about the 6 primary chords in a key, which are chords 1, 4, 5 are the majors, 2, 3, and 6 are the minors. Well, a lot of songs are based on using chords in the key of E, but leaving the 3 strings, the lowest string and the 2 highest strings, open on all of them. And so we're only going to fret then the 3rd, 4th, and 5th strings. And if the chord is major, it's going to look like an E shape. When I move it up to F sharp minor, they're going to be now 2 frets apart. So I've got the 2nd fret on the 3rd string and the 4th fret on the 4th and 5th strings. So we could kind of think of this as F sharp minor with E in the bass. And the next one we could sort of think of as G sharp minor. It's really an E major 7, as Nesh mentions in the lesson. But if you're just thinking of the chords in the key, we're only fretting those 3 notes, we've got notes out of G sharp minor, and we move it up now to chord 4, which is going to take me to the frets. What I would do with all of these, when I go from the E to F sharp minor, I keep my first finger on the 3rd string, and then keep that formation for the rest. But now for the next 3, or the next 2 at least, the A and the B, I'm going to keep my 3rd and 4th fingers together and add my 2nd finger only 1 fret behind them. So now I've got my middle finger on the 6th fret of the 3rd string, and these 2 at the 7th fret of the 4th and 5th. And I'll be thinking of this as A with E in the bass. I'd take it up another whole step for B with E in the bass. And I'd take it up to the C sharp minor, back into the other shape at frets 9 and 11 there. And now we've got the whole scale. Really cool sound. Now, songs that use this, Make It With You by Bread does a lot of this. Then it goes into some fuller chords. But I have a couple lessons. I can think of 3 that do this. Melissa. Allman Brothers. Who Knows Where the Time Goes? Sandy Denny, Fairport Convention, another one that uses a lot of those chords. And George Harrison, All Things Must Pass. Those are all songs that use these things out of the E family of chords with all these cool drones in there. Now I just changed into the A family. That takes us into the world again. Uh-oh. Oh, man. What a beautiful tune. Now, that's not, of course, the one we have a new lesson on. That's one we have an old lesson on. That was If by David Gates. So interesting. Make It With You has all those chords out of the E family, and If has chords kind of, well, usually only playing notes on two strings and keeping the A string open with the E and the B as well. Anyway, and then we had Nesh put together another lesson on a song that I totally forgot about or had been off my radar for years. An Eagles tune, My Man, and in a drop D tuning, coming up with a great way to play it. So fabulous. You got to check those out. Both those songs, by the way, have been added to the packs. The Eagles, that's the Eagles Volume 2 is where My Man went, and the Bread pack, I think now has like 8 songs in it, 7 or 8 songs in it. So we keep doing that. Every time we come up with a new song, and when a new song comes up that is part of a pack, it could be a part of a pack we have, we add it. And anybody who already had that pack just gets that song for free. So it's just a little bonus that happens here. But what else happened around here? I had something else I was going to talk about. I guess let's talk about the review, because this was really fun. I was a little apprehensive about putting together like a 3-hour show, and as it turned out, we ended up rounding up 2 of our guitar camp teachers, Doug Young and Jim Bruno, and 3 of our just 3 of the international guitar camp community, Kathy, Victor, and Isela. And everybody played. We broke it up into like 15-minute sets. I'm putting a video together for that, and I'll have that up and live for you pretty soon, hopefully in a couple of days. It was outdoors, and it was noisy, and there was a steel drum player just behind a fence just close to us. So the audio leaves a lot to be desired. Sometimes the performances had a lot to be desired. I got really lost in. Anyway, got a little tangled up in a couple of tunes that I played, but you're going to be welcome to check them out. So that is coming up soon. And it made me think, I hadn't really done, I think I mentioned this last week, I hadn't really done any kinds of concert type things. I'd done some background music for events and things like that, but it was really cool. About 50 people came out who used to come to my concerts like 15 years ago, and it was really, really neat to see some old familiar faces. But video coming up on that soon. I think the last thing I want to talk about today is it's November, and so you should be playing stuff like that again. Oh, it's a different ending. Uh-oh. You know what that uh-oh was for? I realized that I was about to have to do a stretch that was going to hurt. it's time to start working on Christmas tunes. I think there have got to be 30 of them up here by now, instrumental versions. Oh, that's right. There is that really cool Christmas pack that's got like 15 sing-along songs and maybe 5 or 6 instrumentals. Then there's a whole bunch of other instrumentals. I don't know if I'm going to get to any new instrumentals this year. I think I've probably put together an instrumental on just about every Christmas tune I know. Not that key, huh? Wait a minute. How'd that go? What song I was playing. Chord progression disappeared. I was thinking about Wonder as I Wander. Okay, I think that is it. So break out your Christmas tunes, start working on them. I'm kind of open. I do have a lot of tunes that are lessons that are kind of halfway under construction, but really open to suggestions right now too. So if somebody's got some good ideas, I know I did a whole bunch of British invasion tunes recently, and what else? I forget. That's about it. So anyway, I do have to go get this guitar and get a little need some work. Hear that? The frets are wearing out. I've got little grooves in the frets. It's buzzing badly. And you could hear that. I don't know if that's coming through in the audio very well. But for example, if I bend it to get it out of the groove, see, it's crystal clear. But right there on the fret, little sitar-y sound. Okay, you're going to see your maker. Got to go see Ed Claxton and get this guitar fixed. Might happen this week. Might even happen this weekend. So hope everybody has a great weekend, and I will be back next week.